Hello mates, let's do your notes for the 11th of December, Saturday. Right, let's start off with writing. Okay, so we did IELTS task, writing task 1. We did it last week as well, but just a revision. So 4 paragraphs. So you have to write 150 words in 20 minutes. So 4 paragraphs divided up into the introduction, approximately 25 words in the body 1. 50 words, body 2, 50, and conclusion approximately 25 again. Remember, like I told you, increase and decrease the intensity, increase and decrease the speed, just like a song. You can also do introduction, overview, body 1 and body 2, but this style is a bit more difficult. It's not very natural and I do not recommend it. However, if you do want to do it, you can, but make sure you follow the same method. You start off with the introduction, slowly, gently, you increase the intensity, and then you finally decrease the density. Intensity. Alright, so that's that for IELTS writing task 1, and we shall keep practicing that. Okay, let's go on to part 2 of part A. This is about the essay that you wrote. So the topics were triple and typing speed. Okay, good. You can choose any topic. Not a big deal at all. So it was like 200 words. Actually it was 100, but suppose you get an essay which says minimum 200 words, how to divide it up. So always the same way like I showed you a couple of weeks ago, the song way. So you put the introduction, you introduce the topics, slowly, nicely, gently, you start off nice and easy. Then you go on to the body 1, you details, and body 2 also details. So you see 40 or 50 words. Remember, this is 200 words that we are talking about. 200 words to the introduction, about 40 words is good. You can even go to 50, but it's a bit too long then. Then you have 75 here, 75 to 90 over here, and 40 to 50 here. And that does it. So body 1, body 2 is always the details, and the conclusion is finally finish the story, finish the essay, whatever, and get done with it. Always watch the words, watch the speed, watch how you. This is all presentation. Is this stuff really important? No, not really important, but it's presentation. If it's nicely presented, it looks good, it feels good, it's interesting, people like to read it, you get more points, you get more marks, right? So you can write it as a big lump sum as well, but then the presentation is not very good. That's why we always divide it, and we make it easy and simpler to understand and read. Okay, that's that for part A. Part B, vocabulary and sentence construction, a few words. Right, so the first one is emerge, verb, emerging adjective, and emergent adjective. Alright, so emerges come out of somewhere or to become known. So if people are getting to know you, if you're becoming more popular, that is also emerge. Emerging is usually the present participle of emerge. However, before a noun, only before a noun, it becomes an adjective. So starting to grow or become known. So that's emerging. Emergent adjective. New and still developing. Something that is new and still developing, like the economies I showed you. Those are emergent. So that's that. So remember, this emerging is only before noun. Okay, number 2, prohibition, prohibit, and prohibitive. Prohibition is a noun, prohibit is a verb, prohibitive is an adjective. The act of banning something or the use of something by law. Is it always by law? No, not always by law. It's by authority. By authority is the perfect phrase over there, but it can be by law as well. Prohibit, to stop something from being done or used, and prohibitive adjective, preventing people from doing something or using something, usually by law or by authority, by order. Right, so that's that. And one more meaning of prohibitive, something that is so expensive that it prevents people from using it or doing or engaging in that particular activity. Right, so that is also prohibitive as an adjective. Okay, number 3, caprice and capricious. A sudden change in attitude or behavior. I've put the British spellings of behavior on purpose just to familiarize you with these spellings of the British spelling, because mostly we use American spellings nowadays, but sometimes we might have to use British spelling, so we should be familiar with both. Okay, so a sudden change in attitude or behavior without any reason, that is caprice. And capricious, like I showed you, is not an adjective in the British dictionaries, it's an adjective in the American dictionaries. And showing a sudden change in attitudes or behavior for no reason. So someone is capricious, or the act was capricious, whatever. It's not your fault, she's capricious. So those are two sentences. Many students these days are capricious. In the end, they achieve nothing. And that is so true. They keep changing their attitude, their behavior for no particular reason. So they can be constituted as capricious. Right. Number 4, telepathy. Telepathic, sympathy, sympathetic, and apathy. Right. Telepathy is the direct communication of thoughts or feelings from one person to another without the need for any other means of or any other methods of communication. You don't need to write your thoughts or write what you want to say. You don't need to send an email or phone call or anything for that matter. It's direct. So that is telepathy. Telepathic is the adjective. Using telepathy, or someone who able to use telepathy can also be described as telepathic. That man there is telepathic. Sympathy. Being sorry or feeling sorry for someone, showing that you care and understand someone else's problems. You care about them, you understand their problems, that's sympathy. And sympathetic, showing that you care about that, or all that stuff, right? So that's kind towards someone else's kind towards someone with problems. So that's that. Okay. Apathy is the exact opposite. The state of not caring. When you don't care, someone else has problems, but it does not affect you or someone else. That is apathy, and that person can be described as apathetic. Sympathy, sympathetic. Apathy, apathetic. Right, so get that right. And number 5, apartheid. Apartheid or apartheid. Usually the Americans pronounce it as, the US pronunciation is apartheid, but apartheid is perfectly correct. Whichever you like, you use it. Nowadays it's all getting whatever you want to use, you can use. Okay, the former political system of South Africa, in which people and society were divided according to their race. Right. The people and society were divided according to their race, with the white people at the top and the blacks at the bottom of the socio-economic ladder. So that was apartheid. Does it exist any longer? No, it does not exist any longer, at least not officially. Okay, cultural tolerance is a noun, it's a concept, it's a thing. So the act of showing tolerance towards people from different cultures, the act of accepting different cultures and making a peace with them, or trying to educate yourself about those things, something that is different from your own cultures, can be constituted as cultural tolerance. So let's see one sentence here. Apartheid wasn't merely a cultural problem, it went much deeper than that. Right, very good. So that's all for today's notes. Please write your notes, watch the videos, watch all the links in the description, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye bye.